And welcome back to the Maryville University Hockey Center for the State Farm post-game show. I'm Chuck Kraus here with Sean Malone. Final score 4-2, Maryville Saints over the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Yeah, really impressive comeback from the Saints there. 3 goals in the final 8 minutes of action. And it's one of those games as it went on and on, it started to look like, oh, this is going to be one of those that just gets away from Maryville. We talked throughout the first 2 periods in each intermission. It felt like Maryville was outplaying Alabama. They had more scoring opportunities. They certainly had more shots up on the board. They just weren't getting the right bounces to go their way. And Maryville pulls it off in the end, as you know, we'll hear from Coach Hogan in a little bit talking about how they pulled that off.
Yeah, Osterman from Alabama, he played, stellar. He played a heck of a game. Maryville ends up with 36 shots, and we get 4 goals past him. So a great game by the Alabama goaltender. But like you said, Sean, Maryville turned it up. They were able to get their feet under them and get 2 more squeaked past Osterman, and we win 4-2.
Yeah, give credit to Osterman for his level of play, but Alabama as a whole, they really brought physicality from the beginning to the end of this game, and that's what made it far more interesting than last night's game, and that's why it was as close as it was at the end, all said and done, is Alabama brought a level of play that we didn't see from them last night.
No, we sure didn't see them from last night, and like we said, bus legs, travel legs, whatever you want to call it, hey, they had their legs tonight. So give credit where credit's due. Alabama played a great game. Osterman back in the pipes for Alabama played a great game. But, hey, 4-2, Maryville takes it here at the Maryville University Hockey Center.
Let's see if we can take a look at some of those highlights from the goals that were scored throughout this game.
Jack Harrison into the forecheck. Oh, right out front. Lucas Adams bangs one home. 2-1. Stick goes off the glass, comes out of the zone. Picking it up is Mudra. Mudra with a huge hit inside the Alabama blue line. Accepted by Bonnet. Bonnet feeds it up to Harrison, the captain, on his forehand, drives the net. Harrison, backhand, stopped by Osterman. He shoots, he scores! Smith on his backhand, feeds it out front, up the skate. It's in the back of the net. Maryville leads 3-2. Kirkwood again, another shot. That one's blocked. Mudra there. He shoots it forward. It's down. It's in the back of the net. Cole Mudra will seal the.
So Brad Boudreau, Anthony Stavro, Cole Mudra getting the 3 goals in the 3rd period. Cole Mudra gets the empty net after a great block by Will Smith.
Yeah, and we saw a couple of really good blocks late in the game there as well. You know, that's something that Coach John Hogan's always preaching to his players is blocking shots, blocking shots, blocking shots. And we saw a great example early in the season, just game 2 on the year, of why that's so important. When you're playing 6-on-5 hockey, when they pull the empty net, they're going to get some good opportunities. You got to really tighten up the defense and not let those opportunities turn into shots on net.
Yeah, Sean, you're absolutely right. Speaking of Coach Hogan, we're going to go over to him for the post-game press conference, see his thoughts and little things from Hogan that he can do better next game.
So, Coach, you kind of knew what was going to happen tonight. You talked about it yesterday where Alabama might shake off the bus legs and you guys might be a little flat coming out. That is how it worked out, but it's still good to grind out a win.
Yeah, it's nice to come back and put 3 goals in the 3rd period, and we're down 2-1 and win a game 4-2. So I think it shows a lot about our character and our resiliency early on in the season. Props to them. It's hard to buy into a system of players of just kind of boxing in the D zone, letting the other team have possession and just wear shots. And props to them. And they had a really good game plan today, and they executed it well. And their goalie was phenomenal. So. And they came to work today. So as I told you guys yesterday, that long bus ride, sometimes you got the bus legs, and as we saw today, they were a different team, and that's a good hockey team over there, and good teams find a way to win, and that's what we were able to do tonight.
You guys, obviously, probably maybe a little frustrated, had a bunch of shots on goal. What was the message in the second to just keep the guys calm and just keep having them doing what they're doing, and eventually it would work out?
Yeah, I think we outshot them 25-10 going from the 2nd to the 3rd. So if you're just looking at that, not looking at the numbers kind of analytically, just from a 40,000 feet up, you'd say, wow, we're possessing the game. We have a lot of opportunities. We should be up. But that's the game of hockey. Sometimes the bounces don't go your way. So that was the message, guys. Just whatever it takes here. We're controlling the puck. We're having good options. Unfortunately, I can't put the puck in for you. You know, someone's got to do it, and that's no surprise that Jack Harrison just takes it on his shoulders, drives the net, and smacks it home for us to get 2-2. And you know, good third goal there, and Moody iced it on the cake there, 4-2. But yeah, it's just at some point you gotta figure it out and do whatever it takes, and we're able to do that in the third.
To double down on that, Coach, is it frustrating when you go into the locker room in between periods knowing that you're out shooting the opposition and the bounces aren't going that way, and there's nothing you can really point to of, hey, we need to fix this or we need to fix that?
Well, I think as a coach, you're always maybe a little overcritical, over analyzing things. So us coaches can always find something to do better. And you have to be aware of that, and you have to know your team. So that's kind of why the third period message was, guys, we're doing a lot of things good. I know we can do things better. I know there's more in us because there's more energy that we had as a group yesterday. So we got to find that energy, and we got to do whatever it takes. That's as simple as it is. You don't want to be over, you know, because they're shooting the puck. You know, guys are shooting the puck. Just, you know, always find the A in front of the goalie's crest. So you don't want to have the guys hold their sticks too tight and overthink things. You know, you just have to kind of let the game come to them and let them find their way. And, you know, it's the second game of the season. So again, to my point, you don't want to be overcritical. You don't want to overanalyze things. Just let the game come to them and see what your team's made of.
You kind of touched on the Moody empty net, and you always preach that blocking shots is a huge part of the Maryville way. Will Smith gets the block. Moody gets the empty net goal. Very important, like you always preach, to get them shots blocked.
Yeah, I think I'd like it to be even more impactful. Like the first goal that they got, hell of a shot. Don't want to take anything away, but you lose a face-off clean, and you come out and you got to find a way to block a shot. And those are the little details. We always preach at Maryville, the results are in the details. So you don't look at the results, you look at the little details that you're doing. And those details are, you lose a face-off cleanly in your own zone, and when the winger's coming through, can't get a stick or his body on it. So it's the details that we're always going to preach, and you know, that's the way she goes.
Looking to the future, you got University of Illinois coming up. Is it difficult as a coach? This week you had a team that didn't play last year. Next week you have a team that didn't play last year. Is it harder to know what you're going to go up against?
If anything, it might be a little easier because my philosophy, or our philosophy as a staff, is, you know, you can, back to my overanalyzing as a coach, you can look at what the other team is going to do, and you can say this is what their players are, this is what their systems are, and you can prepare your team. But at the same token, you might sometimes go over the line, and you don't worry about yourselves. So I think that's the message right now, guys. We have a lot that we can do better. Let's focus on ourselves right now, and Illinois has always been a good program. They're going to have their number one line is always a top 5 line in this league. So we have to be aware of that, and they have good depth, and they're well coached over there by Coach Fabrini. So I'm sure they're going to come ready to go. They haven't played for a year and a half, so should be a real good test for us.
Looking at the goaltending situation, how do you think Dom did tonight? Obviously, you saw more shots than Ed did, but I thought he's played pretty well.
Yeah, I never played goalie. I don't, and when I tell the guys what I see as from a goaltending perspective as a coach, like, guys, this is where I think you can score, or where I can score if I'm a shooter. Besides that, go talk to Luke Opilka, you know, about your push-offs and your angles and those things. So, you know, for me, when I'm analyzing a goalie, it's just, you know, can I see the lanes? Can I see the white space behind them? I thought Dom played well, and it's tough. It is tough when you're possessing the puck for 45 minutes of 60 minutes, and you're kind of, if anything, you probably ask the other goalie, you know, hey, yeah, I'm tired a little bit, but man, I'm in a groove. You know, I see pucks. It can be tough on the other end when you're only, you know, engaged for 5 or 10 minutes and getting 10 or 12 shots. So I thought Dom made some nice saves, and yeah, both goalies, did the job, Ed yesterday and Don today.
You took that timeout in the third period, Coach, with about 3 minutes left. You don't often see the team that's up calling the timeouts. What was the reason behind it? Were you just trying to give you guys a break or adjust something?
Yeah, that was, we had iced the puck there, and we just wanted to get a more of a defensive-minded group out there and a rested group out there. That was the thought process there, and well, with about a minute and a half left, we were just all looking down at the Alabama's bench like, Coach, when are you going to call yours? So, as some other coaches that I know, like, you can't take your timeout home with you, so you might as well use it at some point. So that was the thought process there, just with 3 minutes left in a hockey game, 1-goal game, just make sure everyone knows their assignments and put more of a fresher group out there. That's all that is. Thanks, fellas.
That's Coach John Hogan. I'm Sean Malone for Chuck Kraus. Great game for Maryville. Back in action next week against Illinois.
Yeah, it's going to be when you got these teams, big names like the Illini coming in. They're going to be great games. It's going to be a hard one, hard couple games for Maryville. So welcome in Illini, more hockey back, and Sean, hey. Great sweep, great first weekend for Maryville.
Yeah, certainly an awesome start for Maryville University. What hopefully is an awesome season to follow up. I'm Sean, that's Chuck Kraus. Thank you for making us a part of your Saturday evening. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Have a good night from the Maryville Saints Hockey Network.